A loudmouth military man crosses paths with a bashful kid and a private school for one grand adventure. Hello there and welcome back to RealScreenReviews.com. I am movie critic Nick Yacobucci, and my next movie review is the classic 90s tale, Scent of a Woman. This film stars Al Pacino in his Academy Award-winning role, Chris O'Donnell, and comes to us from director Martin Brest, the director of Beverly Hills Cop and the amazing Midnight Run. In this project, he successfully intertwines drama, humor, and standout acting performances across the board. Now, this tale tells us of a bitter and blind retired colonel that has had enough of life and the issues that come with it. He plans one last excursion to the Big Apple in lavish style by staying at the Waldorf Astoria and enjoying the company of a lady, and that's before he wants to take his own life. Charlie Sims is enrolled in the uptight and expensive prep school known as Baird, and he is in need of money to get home because he is on scholarship. He takes $300 to watch the colonel, but instead is taken on a whirlwind adventure to New York City with the retired military man. Charlie is also dealing with issues of his own at school. He has witnessed a school prank that has put him in the awkward position of squeal on your classmates or be expelled for not doing so. Well, people, I will begin with the two leads, which in this film are both stand out. This is Al Pacino in one of his finest hours as an actor, and his Lieutenant Colonel Frank Slade is complex as well as unique. When we are first introduced to him, you out and out dislike this man immensely, but as the story progresses, he unquestionably grows on you. Now, Colonel Slade hates a lot of things. He hates that he is single and he hates his disability of blindness, but most of all, he hates the fact that he is responsible for his own handicap. Even though he is a very difficult man, he is also very honorable in a military gentleman manner. He loves everything about women and knows how to treat them right, but most of all, he knows how to talk to them, as he displays best with Gabrielle Anwar. Throughout this feature, Pacino's Slade encompasses full military behavior and acts like he's in command of basically everyone that he encounters. Pacino seems to have made a career out of yelling and screaming in his movies, but it all started here with Scent of a Woman. When I first saw this performance, it was to me shocking and effective, and his voice is nothing short of a bayonet that will cut right through you. That he can then change 180 degrees when speaking about the female species that he's so infatuated with, and with just one whiff of perfume, he can almost describe to a T what kind of girl we are looking at. Then you have the very young but equally strong Chris O'Donnell. He was the perfect choice for playing Charlie Sims and is the complete opposite of the colonel. He is naive, sincere, and pure, but is also solid in his resolve to not want to rat out his fellow classmates. You can see and feel the worry of Charlie throughout this feature, but at the same time you never stop rooting for the kid. He goes head to head with Pacino more than a few times and holds his own every time that they do battle. The colonel also edges him on the whole time to spill the beans, but this is just one more test for our young protagonist. The direction by Martin Brest is brilliant, but his one drawback as a director is the opposite of director Barry Sonnenfeld. His films are almost always 2.5 hours or longer, whereas Mr. Sonnenfeld seems to make movies that are only 90 minutes or less. I think if they made a film together, it might have the perfect running time. Martin Brest directed Beverly Hills Cop and made Eddie Murphy a megastar, as well as helming the most underrated film ever in Midnight Run. Scent of a Woman is remarkably similar to Midnight Run in many ways. Both contain two male leads that both have problems, and by the time the story concludes, they must each come to the other's aid. He paces this film slowly, but has the running time to do so, and concentrates this as a film of redemption, whether it be with others or with one's own self. Now, the script by Bo Goldman is truly exceptional, even if it is a tad too long. He's an Academy Award-winning writer for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but here he is more worried about developing characters than telling the central story. The script is edgy, if not risky, and the best part is the dialogue that is both intelligent as well as insightful. Thomas Newman's score is also pleasant and memorable, and conveys the warm, coming-of-age feel of the entire feature. And with Bradley Whitford, James Rebhorn, Gabrielle Anwar, Ron Eldard, and a very young Philip Seymour Hoffman, Scent of a Woman has strong and solid acting, even in the secondary roles. But not a snitch! Excuse me? No, I don't think I will. This review is such a crock of shit. Mr. Slade, watch your language. This is Real Screen Reviews and not a barracks. I'll give you one more chance to exit. Mr. Slade doesn't want it, because I don't need to be labeled a movie critic of Real Screen Reviews. What the hell is that anyway? What is your motto? Boys, inform on your classmates and save your hides. Anything less, we're gonna burn you at the stake? Well, gentlemen, when the shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay. Here's Charlie facing the fire, and there's Nick hiding in Big Daddy's pocket. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna reward Nick and destroy Charlie. Are you finished over there? Oh, I'm just getting warmed up. I don't know who went to this place. William Howard Taft, William Jennings Bryant, William Tell, whoever. Their spirit is dead, if they ever had one. You're building a rat ship, a vessel for seagoing snitches. And if you think that you're preparing these minnows for manhood, you better think again, because I say that you are killing the very principles that this website proclaims that it instills. I mean, what kind of show are you putting on here today? Because the only class in this act is sitting next to me, and I'm here to tell you people that this boy's soul is intact. It's non-negotiable. You know how I know? Because someone here, and I'm not going to mention who, offered to buy it, but Charlie here wasn't selling. Okay, sir, now you're out of order. Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Yakabuchi. I'd show you, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too freaking blind. If I was the man that I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place. There was a time when I could see, and I have seen, boys like these, younger than these, their arms torn off, their legs ripped out. But there is nothing like the sight of an amputated spirit. There is no prosthetic for that. And Harry, Jimmy, Trent, up yours too. Will you stand down, please? I'm not finished. As I came in here, I heard those words, cradle of leadership. Well, when the bow breaks, the cradle will fall. And it has fallen here. It has fallen. Creators of leaders, be careful what kind of leaders you are producing here. I don't know if Charlie's silence is right or wrong. I'm not a judge or jury. But I can tell you this. He won't sell anyone out to buy his future. And that, my friends, is called courage. That's called integrity. Now that's the stuff leaders should be made of. How's that for cornball? Hoo-ah! Yeah, thanks a bunch for that. And while you're at it, why don't you get yourself a new tie? Maybe one with a little color or flair? Well, I really don't know what else to say, but I've had some guest critics in the past, but this guy surely takes the prize. I apologize for that, but once he gets going, there really is no stopping him. To sum it all up, Scent of a Woman is truly an exceptional film that just has to be experienced in order to be appreciated, and you could do a lot worse than to go back and visit this treasure from the early 90s. And remember, people, I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies, and thank you for your attention. Hoo-ah!